What's up, everybody? Today I will introduce you to an intense and metal game. If this brutal story doesn't convince you to download and play, then you're probably a wimp with no intensity in your heart. So this one's for my lore heads, as well as you lore skippers, even though skipping stories is weak. Today, you get to not only hear, but see this savage world with what I hope are some cutscenes that'll be new for many of you. Now, spoilers are totally lame, so I won't tell you everything. But watch for the word spoiler to appear on the screen so you can mute those parts. Now, let's get into the dark and brutal world of Epic 7.
DJ, the goddess of life, mourned the death of Orbis, the god of nature, who had perished during the Celestial War. DJ, in her sorrow, created a new world upon Orbis's fallen body. That was this place, the land of Orbis. The primordial god Nihilum attempted to destroy Orbis, but DJ and the other gods refused to move. Eventually, Nihilum manipulated one of the gods and sent the Archdemon to destroy Orbis. DJ created a being to defend the world from the Archdemon. The people named him the goddess's heir of the covenant. Along with the guardians and the other heirs, the heir of the covenant defeated the Archdemon and restored peace to the world. But Elios sent a new Archdemon, and thus the cycle began. The heir of the covenant and the Archdemon fighting without end. The world suffered under repeated attacks until eventually it fell to the Archdemon. But DJ used the power of creation to restore her fallen world. This cycle produced numerous victories and defeats over the course of its long history. But now, this war has reached its final battle.
Wow. I mean, wow. A celestial war, gods killing gods, DJ creating our world from the still warm, steaming corpse of her dead brother, and her other brother being tricked into trying to kill his dead brother who's already dead but needs to be more dead. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble expressing myself because of how metal this is. This war looks like an album cover, and it's repeated countless times. How can the goddess keep her promise to the people through all this death?
Goddess DJ vowed to protect Orbis and all its creatures. She sent the heir of the covenant and spoke. Should calamity descend, my heir will rise up to deliver all from harm. Thus these lands shall ever be free from ruin.
Wait, one guy? She's going to save the world, and everybody in it, by sending one skinny guy. I mean, she does realize this is a god-fueled demon we're dealing with here, right? Idea for a song, God-Fueled Demon. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't buy it. Nope, I'm sorry. You're gonna die, you're gonna die, you especially are gonna die. We're all dead. Whoa, he just cut like 7 of those things in half with a single swing. That was pretty cool. Okay, this skinny nerd is actually kind of a badass.
I, Ruel, do swear to honor the hope in all our hearts. I will invoke a miracle!
Now, this is the end!
No, there's no end to this. This meaningless cycle of destruction must be broken.
Yo, wait, did you see that? He got decapitated and witnessed his head flying through the air and falling to the ground just in time to see his headless, bloody body crumple in front of him. That's the most metal thing I've ever seen in a game. Let's watch it again. Brutal. So that's the end of Epic 6. What happens next? What about the goddess's promise that this skinny badass will save the world and not just lose his head?
The heir of the Covenant failed to save the world. But what no one remembered was that this was not the first time. The goddess regathered the pieces of her fallen world. And she spoke once again. Arise, it does not end here. Thus the goddess kept her promise. For ruin cannot befall that which never existed. Such was the 7th restoration of Orbis.
Okay, so she cheats. Don't hate. If you were a god, you would cheat too. She does a complete server reset and recreates the world from scratch. The most brutal part, everyone loses their memories except Ras and Arky, who get to carry weight of watching everyone they've ever loved die 6 times now. Man, this is great. 6 times the world has fallen and been restored. And the simple peasants and people are unaware that Ras ever failed. As far as they are concerned, the Covenant is intact, and Ras has always awoken and saved the world. But this time, something is different. This time the Archdemon returns, carving a path of destruction and horror through the land. But this time, Ras sleeps. As you can imagine, things aren't going so well for the 7th world. You see, the Archdemon isn't your ordinary monster. He's a divine celestial being, and only the divine can slay the divine. This is why the Covenant was made. This is why Skinny Ras comes to destroy the Archdemon, because Ras is also divine or something. I mean, look at this guy. You're gonna beat this guy with clubs, switchblades, rocks. Whoa, my bad. Turns out rocks are pretty powerful. So, because Ras is not waking up, the people are losing faith in the goddess. They feel the Covenant is broken. They face an unwinnable war. It's decided that the only possible strategy is to stall. To rally all the people, to do their best to slow the destruction of the Archdemon, to buy time for Ras to wake the hell up. They move Ras to a room above the tavern. I guess, hoping the noise from the tavern wakes him up. Then they tie all kinds of ribbons and bows on him, I guess to piss him off enough that he'll wake up. I know I'd wake up mad enough to kill a demon if that happened to me. In order to rally the people, they propagate a lie. A lie that the goddess has sent a saint to save them. Months pass, thousands die. Ras sleeps, no matter how many ribbons they tie on him. The Saint Dien, who's a total badass by the way, decides that rather than just being a puppet figurehead, she'll grab the bull by the horns. She knows the Archdemon cannot be killed by any but Ras, but maybe there's another way. Maybe he can be held, trapped, contained. Yes, contained. The Nocturnes. The Nocturnes are creations of the sister goddess Lunaris. The Nocturnes are known for their powerful barrier magic. Maybe powerful enough to contain a god-fueled demon long enough that Ras can wake up and do his damn job. It takes some convincing. Like, a lot of convincing. But eventually the Nocturnes relent and agree to help. But sealing magic this powerful will take all of their power. Like all of it, including their very life force. So the entire race of Nocturnes sacrifice themselves, except for this little kid who gets left behind and gets really effed up in the head watching his entire race die. Brutal. Many people lost their lives holding the Archdemon at bay while the Nocturnes sealed him. The former king, who was totally lame, lost all the support of the people and ran away like a wimp. Dien, however, was such a badass that they put her in charge, gave her the throne. 20 years after the Archdemon first appeared, when Ras was supposed to wake up. 20 years later, that jerk wakes up.
Pray for only one way. 잃어버린 시간. I'll heal your heart. 다 돌아올 테니. Only I know. 더 기다려온 세계. I pray for your dream. 너와 함께 할 테니. 이제 다가오는 시간을 보나 다시 함께 할게 그 어디에서도 Desperate breath 깨지 않도록 So it's not to break 또 영원하기를 No more break down 다시 태어난 변하지 않는 eternal 다시 시작될 desperate.
The now Queen Dien meets with Ras, letting him know that everyone is pretty pissed off at him for sleeping on the job. Many blame him for the death and destruction because of his failure to fulfill the covenant. Little does Dien know that none of this is Ras's fault. You see, creating the world takes a lot of, goddess juice. Yeah, and the seventh time was about all that Dishe had left. She put the world back together wrong. It's filled with cracks and chaos gates leading to other dimensions. The goddess's power has dwindled. In fact, her power is so faded that it took her 20 years just to recharge Ras's batteries. I mean, if he had woken up on time, he probably would have gotten owned even worse than last time. Ras asks how everyone is still alive, how they are not being digested in the stomach of a demon. Hey, song idea. Digested in the stomach of a demon.
Got it. Good one, sir.
Anyway, Dien explains that they did not kill the Archdemon, that they simply encased him in a barrier, then they separated him into 4 parts and stored him in sanctums across the world. Dismembering a demon. I told you she was a badass. Ras finds his guardian, Arky, who is likewise pissed off. You see, Arky didn't sleep. Arky woke up promptly. Arky helped with the Archdemon War. And then Arky survived the past 2 decades solely on pet snacks. Before heading out, Ras meets with a wraith hanging out in the garden of Tyrell Castle, because that's totally normal. Her name is Mercedes, and they part together the next day. Ras sets out for the first sanctum with Dien, Mercedes, and Vildred. Vildred. Wow, his parents hated him. But here's the thing. Vildred was tainted with the blood of the Archdemon on Charon's sword in Epic 6. In this world, where they fought to seal the Archdemon, Charon appears before Vildred and restores his memories of the past worlds and Ras's repeated failures. Vildred totally freaks out, and before Ras can destroy the Archdemon's essence...
Is this the sealing sphere? Huh?
I mean, really. Did anyone not see this coming? His name is a combination of villain and dread. On his way out, he murders the Queen Dien and heads off to free the rest of the essences in order to revive the Archdemon. With Dien now feeding the maggots, Ras and Mercedes head to Rangar, where they meet with Yunu Wu, who's from Earth. She came here through a Chaos Gate herself, and became an heir when she bound to the Guardian Kazran. Kazran can control time to a limited extent.
망했다. 이번엔 반드시 착지! 한 번에 간다! 통하지 않다니!
녀석은 제 사냥감입니다. 시간의 힘으로도 치유할 수 없는 유일한 존재. 그것은 나의 계승자라는 증거.
당신은...
전 당신을 섬길 신입니다. 당신만이 절 치유할 수 있습니다.
This ability to control time comes in handy when the acolyte Tenebria shows up and destroys half the city. Tenebria is the most dark, evil, and brutal villain in this game, and if you can get me her number, leave it in the comments section. Acolyte Tenebria was summoned using dark stones. Ras and company follow leads to investigate these dark stones so no more acolytes can be summoned. What they discover is the blackest thing I have seen in this game so far. Brutality is near. The Church of Ilrios are sacrificing Suin to create these dark stones in order to summon acolytes. The heroes release all of the Suin who've not been turned into blood chunk-covered stones, but not before enough stones were created to summon the acolyte Nilgal. Nilgal kills a bunch of elves, which is totally okay, I guess, because they're elves. But then he tries to kill Ras, literally by blowing himself up, which is pretty lame because he fails and has to return to the underworld. Rast meets an elf named Asaria, who takes Rast to see the World Tree. This tree tells Rast that the Archdemon is basically the same as him. Rast being created by Dishe, and the Archdemon being created by her twin brother Ilrios. So, with this knowledge in hand, Rast goes to the Sanctum, but rather than destroying the Archdemon's essence, he absorbs it and becomes even more metal. The World Tree also tells Rast that Ilrios is not in his right mind. He has been hypnotized by the evil outer god Nilhelm, who is desperate to destroy the World Tree as is a fragment of his nemesis, the god Prima. Kill Orbis, and the Prima fragment dies. The company sets out to the third Sanctum, but Vildred beats them to it. Mercedes fends off Vildred, but not before he absorbs the third essence of the Archdemon. Rast and company make it to the Dusselnork Sanctum where they meet the last of the Nocturnes. That kid Ludwig that Dien messed up in the head by having his entire race sacrifice themselves in front of him. Brutal. Ludwig's guardian Tom Cruise sacrifices himself to restore the barrier.
It's Crom Cruise.
What?
Crom Cruise.
What did I say?
You said Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's what I said, Tom Cruise. Yeah, he's like in everything.
But it's Crom Cruise.
What? Crom Cruise?
Yes, Crom Cruise.
Well, that's what I said, Crom Cruise. Anyway, he dies. But Rast uses the absorbed Archdemon's might to resurrect him because that's a thing now. Rast talks to Vildred, distracting him. While Vildred's guard is down, Mercedes sneaks up behind him and straight up murders him by ripping the two Archdemon fragments out of his body in a savage and violent way. She then absorbs these fragments into herself and becomes the Archdemon. As the battle rages on outside, Rast fights the Archdemon Mercedes. Fortunately for us all, Rast has no issue stabbing his girlfriend, slaying the Archdemon, and kicks her body out a window. Nice. Something cushions Mercedes as she falls, so Rast is able to collect her corpse. He absorbs the Archdemon's essence and hopes to use it to resurrect Mercedes, who he now genuinely feels bad about stabbing. He goes and talks to the World Tree again, and the tree tells him how to untangle Mercedes' soul from the Archdemon and resurrect her. It works. Rast has a sit-down conversation with DJ. He tells her the cycle needs to stop. The world has proven it's able to save itself. The people don't need her. They don't need gods. They can look after her brother's rotting corpse, planet on their own. DJ and her siblings Lunaris and Ilrios withdraw, rejoining the Celestial War, ensuring there'll never be another Archdemon. The land celebrates. Nilhelm is not done yet, though. He really wants that Prima Fragment tree thing destroyed. He sends his most brutal general, the God Killer Fastus, to take care of it personally. With Lunaris gone, the barriers protecting the world fade, and while the people celebrate, Fastus uses a chaos gate to enter the world, along with his meat puppet strays. The god Fastus merges with Streza's sword. This sword is totally metal, both literally and figuratively. Streza and Fastus just got done killing the god Rekos, so they try to employ the same tactic on Orbis. Kill a spirit lord or two, unbalance the forces of nature, and the world dies. Grass and Mercedes hook up with Destina, the spirit lord of light, to try to find out why Malachus, the spirit lord of fire, is dying. As I said, spoilers are lame, and Chapter 2 is incredible, so I won't go into detail yet. In fact, Chapters 2, 3, 4, 5, they could all be their own standalone videos, so let me know in the comments section if you would like that. As Lunaris' barriers continue to fall, the northern continent of Eureka is open. Eureka is a land of knights and dragons. Not so much on the Celestial War anymore, except for some backstory for Policia. Which brings me to robots. Yes, robots. Sexy robots. I'm down. Chapter 3 is a great story, worthy of its own video, so I won't spoil it more than I already have. With the barriers entirely gone, we set sail for Chapter 4, the Eastern Empire of Nadalon. And a story where a guy's best friend's girlfriend won't date him, so he has her sacrificed to an elder god. I know. It's a tale as old as time. In spite of the best friend's girlfriend being sacrificed, there are memorable moments in this chapter that really stand out. Pera and her lost tribe of Wulf Suin, Bihu and the Foxes, Yulha, who really needed more screen time, and of course, the brutal Nadalon monk. And that rabbit. I hate that rabbit. Hate that rabbit. And of course, the intense training arc of Auden and her nemesis, Emperor Zio. And now we're off to the incredibly metal Chapter 5, Land of Dark Elves and Vampires. We have only just started to scratch the surface of the land of Eurasia, a land with its own world tree that many people believe to be another Prima Fragment. Perhaps we are about to be drawn back into the brutal Celestial War, but that's just a Wulf theory. For now, the world is largely at peace, allowing us to explore side stories, and Orbis is filled with side stories. The arena is one of my favorites. He pops his head like a zit. Ah, well, it really wasn't that impressive. We all know Xeno needs a buff. We get to explore the backstory of ruthless characters like Lilius before she became City Lord of Pearland.
It's time for me to make my move.
And there are other incredibly metal stories, so brutal, so dark. We're picking flowers, and, nope. Wait. Now we have children playing on the beach? How is this brutal? Where is the exploding Suan families in cages? Where is Rest stabbing his girlfriend? Where is the Celestial War? Oh, Vildred was right, man. We need to bring back the Archdemon.
Everything is perfect! Nothing's gonna ruin my vacation plans!
I can't wait to host you at my
In our summer paradise!
No! What could possibly interest me about a trip to the beach? Now, exploring an ancient dungeon. Now that's what I'm talking about. What else would there be to catch my eye? Wow, all of this and tales of high adventure. How can you not want to play this game now? Stunning animations, stories as brutal as they are engaging. You're sure to find something your black heart will embrace. I hope this video fills you with a longing to play this game. Dive deeper into its story, its gameplay, its animation, its brutality. Talking about the lore of this game is something that I could do for hours. If you feel I got anything wrong about the lore, I just want you to remember that you misunderstood me and are wrong. Apologize in the comments section below. I want to thank all my fans for watching. I wish you all a totally metal holiday season. I hope that you will continue to enjoy my videos, that you will like, that you will subscribe, and that you will murder that bell. With the savage loyalty you have all shown me, I will continue to make videos and do my best to support every one of you, and that is a promise.